Hey everybody. Hell, day starts off in a certain way and it tries to change and transform and get good, and then it goes sideways and it all goes bad. And like I say, a lot of people don't understand how they use their mind and how it can or doesn't affect anything. It's like um, trying to share energy, but people don't understand anything about sharing energy. This whole world is about me and mine. Food, anything and everything. It doesn't matter what it is, it's all about the selfishness. And I spent a lifetime trying to figure out this with my granddad, what he taught me. I tried to help with my family, I tried to help everybody, but all they ever wanted to do was take. And the Creator is all about giving energy. And people need to understand when you pray, you do anything. And you never can save anybody. Everybody condemns themselves by how they use their own brain. And if they're going to serve the earth and serve everybody, or else they're going to be selfish and they're going to go on being the way they are. And that's where a lot of things happen. Like I say, I sat here for now just about 3 years or more sharing. Like today I read that book, and it went really deep in a lot of things, Hegel. And people stayed on. Other people didn't like what they were hearing, so they're popping in and out, only trying to catch things they felt that maybe they can use and abuse. And like I say, there's real lots of laws, and every culture was given its knowledge and awareness from the Creator. There's only one Creator. I don't care how many gods there are. There's only one place everything came from. And that is a given for every universe, for every world, for every kind of being, every star, every planet. And there's so many different things in creation. And most people in the earth, in this humanness, have no idea, any idea or concept of giving. Hey, Chris. And giving is always praying and wanting to see better things for people. And trying to gain knowledge to help everybody. It's not about the self. You have to become selfless. And to get into the fifth dimension, if your ego is only about you, then you got lots and lots of journeys yet to figure it out before you step into that conscious awareness. And this book, The Masters and the Path, has really lots of deep truths in it. And I don't see very many people reading and respecting and honoring what is in that book. Just like the same thing with Telos or Enoch or anything I've read up to now. It's even like this book. There's lots and lots of truth and all kinds of things in it. But there are cultures that know this about this book, and they don't even respect or honor it. And people are only searching to looking for the negative in everybody and everything. And like I say, how people use minds. And sometimes you got to understand it's your own culture, it's your own family, it's your friends, whatever. There's all kinds of people. And when you were born, you had a really, really bright light. And in the native culture, a long time ago when you were born, If you had a bright light, you were really respected. Nowadays, if you have a bright light, no matter what culture you are, you're literally destroyed and obliterated. People don't respect the teachers. People don't respect the laws. People don't try to live in harmony or do anything. It's always selfish about taking. And I always look at this. Today I talked about some of the things I'd gone through in my life to survive, to get where I am sitting today. I had Dharma bug, and I made choices. And those choices sometimes put me in really difficult, hard challenges. And no matter what it was, I had to figure out and survive. And life, from the time you're born till you step off the planet, is survival. And every choice and everything you do. And reincarnation is something, but if you want to go into what people in Christianity call heaven, then you got to do a lot of work. You got to change a lot of things. You got to let go of a lot of crappy beliefs, and you got to understand the energy all comes from one source. And you're given all of it, and you get to choose what you want to do with it. And like I say, whatever you're doing, there are a lot of people seeing and knowing everything you do. Nothing is hidden. If you believe it's hidden, then, like I say, you got lots to learn. And this is where I've shared over and over and over so many things. And it's like, what are you scared of? After dying for hundreds of thousands of lifetimes, what are you afraid of? In other lifetimes, you were a devil worshiper. In other lifetimes, you were a Christian. In other lifetimes, you were an Oriental. In other lifetimes, you were a Russian. In other lifetimes, you were English. In all of them, you dealt with negative and positive. So, what are you really trying to do here in this lifetime? And like I say, people come into my life, and I do my best to find a way to help them, but I cannot think for them. I cannot change the way they use their brains. I cannot change the way they see and believe what reality is. For me, the spirit world is an amazing, beautiful thing. Don't matter if I go into temples, even ancient ones, anywhere in the world, there's always a mystery to discover. There's always something to find and learn, and there's always challenges. It's like if you go to where natives have, in say Canada or United States, they've inhabited an area for a long time. And there's a lot of guardian spirits, there's lots of different kinds of things, and you're going into that energy that maybe has had these people for 1,000,000 years, and they honored and respected these spirits. And you go in there and you just tear it up and do whatever you want. Those spirits are going to get mad. They're going to do something. And the natives will warn and say, don't do this, don't do that. But people go and do it anyways. If you really study the Aborigine culture, they tell their stories. They dance and they sing and everything. And they talk about Inju Anju. They talk about all these different things. And they even rocks. Rocks have names. Everything. Everything was sacred to them. Everything was life. And they never moved anything. They never disturbed anything. And they knew how to live in the desert everywhere. They knew how to survive. And their spirits that they honor and they respect. If you ever watch shows with people from Australia or programs, you'll see these Aborigines. Wherever they go, they do prayers. Hey, see, and like if you watch these gold programs, there's one from Australia, and these guys go to the Aborigines, and they give them permission to go and search for gold on their property. But they take them out there, and they say this long prayer for protection for these people. And they say, don't get greedy, don't take everything. We give you permission to do this. And they ask the spirits to guard and protect and keep them safe. And they give that right. And it's like when I grew up in my community, it's like if you're out in the bush and you're going to cross over into your neighbor's area, you would go let him know you were doing this. You wouldn't just cross over and do whatever. You're welcome, Jasper Filion. It's like when we settled our land claims. The Inuvialuit are up here, the Gwich'in are here, the Sawtoo down here, the Yukon people here, the Nunavut over here, and we settled a land claim. And we put in, hey, Denny Jackson, we put in this border of crossing over 200 kilometers in each, so we can go into the Inuvialuit, they can come into ours, so when they cross into our land, they can come in 200 kilometers to hunt in subsistence, survival, and survive. Same with the Yukon, we can go 200 kilometers into their territory, and they can come 200 kilometers into ours to survive. Oh, I'm doing a lot better today. Some of the energy lifted, peace and love. Felt really good for a while there this afternoon, but before I started to come on TikTok, the energy got pretty heavy again. But I'll survive it. I'll get up tomorrow and I'll go through tomorrow. So we all agree in native culture, there's this thing that we do. And you know, when you're out in the bush and you're trapping and hunting and things, you have different agreements with people. You work with everybody. You don't want to be fighting. And so you recognize these things, and it's all about sharing. When I grew up in my community, everybody took care of everybody. Didn't matter what your language was, didn't matter what your race or your belief was. If a person didn't have food in the community, everybody got together and they would bring everything to the person. They would make sure they had everything. If there was a woman and she had children and she wasn't able to get them nice clothing and things like that, the whole town got together and make sure the kids had what they needed. Nowadays, it's not that way. Nowadays, nobody helps, nobody shares, nobody cares. You know, and everything in relationships and life is about caring. If you're with somebody, you pray for them. You pray for their happiness. You pray for whatever is theirs. That's something you give. And like I say, a relationship is 100% on either side. It's like when I let Cindy come into my life, I chose to give everything. And like I say, it's all got to be looked at from everything. And it's like if I get really sick, Cindy will take care of me, eh? That's my belief. If she was to get really, really sick, I would take care of her. And there's got to always be that. And you always got to be giving. But in the white man world, it's not that way. Relationships are about warring, It's about who's in control. It's about all kinds of things that don't work. And it makes people fight and destroy one another. And one of the things, even as a child, my granddad taught me is you gotta allow everybody. And me understanding and knowing things, I have to really respect everybody. But nobody has to respect me, is the law of the white man world. In the native society, they say, oh, yeah, you respect the elders, you respect this and that. But no, that's not a truth. I've gone to a lot of ceremonies, and they say you have to listen and respect and do this and that for elders. And these people come in and they think they can do all kinds of stuff, and they act like they're the ones with power and they know everything. And I watch them, all the disrespect. I've seen it so many times in my life. And one native culture warring with another native culture. One little reserve warring with the next reserve. One sweat lodge holder warring with another sweat lodge holder. It's like all these battles going on. It's like when they say, oh, you're a sun dancer? And they say, yep, we're all from the same tree. But if you don't dance with them, that ain't the truth. And you see this. You see these wars going on all over. It's just like powwows. Everybody goes to the powwow to compete. Everybody wants the big prize. They're there, and they're going there to win the money. And they do anything to win that money. It's competition. It's not spiritual. It's about winning, being top dog. It's not about giving. It's not about caring. And there's so much of this in the world, and it's trying to look at it and understand it. If you want to be a teacher, put yourself on TikTok. Like I say, you're going to feel the energy. And it's going to be very, very challenging. Whatever culture you're from, start sharing and talking about all these things in the culture. Accepted, non-accepted, truth, non-truth. And everybody thinks they own everybody else's energy. Everybody was given their own, whatever they're going to create and manifest in this lifetime. They already brought that into the world. But in the white man world is you take it. Whatever is there, you just take it. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's whoever is top dog gets it. And there's so much greed and selfish in so many things. And I told Cindy many times, if somebody were to break in this place and steal everything, I wouldn't care. I'll just start all over again. But people are, so weird about that. I even told her if everything burnt to the ground, I'll just go, okay, where are we going to move next? I'd go and rent a place. I'd go buy some clothes, furniture, and that, and I'll start all over. I wouldn't cry over pictures or anything that got burnt or destroyed. I wouldn't even care. But people make such a big deal out of every little thing. It's like if I do something, say if I made a big carving, really big, expensive one, and I gave it to you. It's a gift. Here, have this. Once it is yours, you do anything you want. If somebody says, hey, I want to buy that off you for $50,000, and that person puts $50,000 down, that's yours. Sell it. It has nothing to do with me. I gave you the gift that came from me to you. Whatever happens after that has nothing to do with me. And I give away things I always have. In native culture, we're that way. We give. It's part of our teaching right from the small little child. And we don't give expecting to get really lots back of anything. Sometimes we never get anything back. And in my life, I've done really lots to give in all kinds of ways. Because I always believe one day God will give me everything. One day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be happy forever and I will have every last thing. And nobody will ever take it. I never have to compete with anybody. I never have to prove anything to anybody. I can wake up day and night and just be happy with what I have. That's my belief in here. That's my belief in here. And this is where this world of competition, jealousy, envy, control, manipulation, all kinds of things. But everybody carries their own fear. Everybody creates and manifests whatever is going on. And this is where, like I say, these books, I read them for a reason. And today in the Masters in the Path, there was so much truth in everything. From Buddhism to Hinduism to all kinds of stuff. And even yoga. Because a lot of people don't understand anything about yoga. And that went really, really deep into yoga. It literally said what the words really meant and what the purpose was in all these yoga practices. And they even warn some things you shouldn't be doing with yoga because it can do harm. And people do it. Somebody comes along and says, oh, you know this, do it. Next thing you see, something really bad has happened to that person. Like I said, there's Kundalini Cuckoo or whatever you want to give the name. And there are things people are not prepared for. But you take a little 12, 13-year-old kid and you show them how to practice something and you don't tell him anything. And all kinds of bad things happen to him because he shouldn't have been practicing that. Everybody gets into yoga because they hear you can wake the sleeping dragon. I'm like, what is the reason for it? Why do you want to force to wake up your sleeping dragon, to force your energy, to blow your chakras and everything all over? And there's a right way and a wrong way. And in this book, it talks about all of that. This is why I spent a long time trying to study other cultures. And people say, oh, you should do this. I'm like, nope, I don't understand and know what that is, so I'm not just going to do it because you told me to. Like I said, years ago, when I was about 28, somewhere there in Edmonton, there was a group of natives that told me to buy a pipe. And they were a group and they believed they were very powerful. And they wanted me to join them. And he says, buy a pipe. We'll pray over it. And you'll have anything. You want $1 million? You want a Rolls Royce? You want this? You want that? Whatever you want. You just smoke that pipe and ask for it. You'll have it all. Hey, the right guy. And I'm like, no. I know you have to earn it. I know there's lots of things to learn before you have a pipe. And I spent years and years working and learning, trying to figure it out. And there was a few people that wanted to get me a pipe, and I'm like, not ready. And the pipe is used for reasons. Nowadays, people call it a peace pipe. But really, it's not a peace pipe. The pipe to the natives is their Bible, where all things come from. All things are created. Everything. because the rock is of the earth. The stem is the standing people, is the tree. When you take that pipe and you hold that bowl, it's sacred. And you hold it like you're holding a baby. You cradle it. And that bowl is like the Creator. And when you pray with the tobacco and you put it in that bowl, because the first place you always give the offering to Creator and Earth Mother, because they're the two places. And you ask blessings and you put your tobacco in you, the east, the south, the west, and the north, and then you seal it until you're ready to smoke it. And you hold that pipe like it's a baby. And when you're holding that pipe and it passes to you, you hold it with love. You learn to pray out loud because you're not hiding anything when you pray out loud. And when they smoke the pipes, you'll see natives all praying out loud. It's the way to really, really do the pipe ceremony. And the spirits hear everything, because every pipe has spirits. When a pipe is made, blessed, and everything, it comes with spirits, guardians, protectors. And like I say, you don't use it in a way that's not positive. And that pipe is about giving. I work with lots and lots of medicine men and elders. And when they lifted their pipes and prayed, all kinds of things went on. And they always gave. And it's amazing some of the people I met throughout my life. I met a really, really cool Sioux medicine man. And I worked with him for a couple of months. And he trained me in all kinds of stuff. And he asked these elders to find the Muscapios he needed while he was in Edmonton for a while. So these elders came and seen me and asked if I could help him in his ceremonies. I says, I don't know Sioux. He says, oh, he'll teach you. So I'm like, okay. So I worked with him and he taught me all kinds of stuff. And then when he was done, he went back home. And he shared lots of different knowledge and things with me. And I had other elders come into my life doing all kinds of stuff too. And they would just give, never ask me for anything. So I chose to be Muscapios. I chose to serve. I chose to do whatever to help them. And in helping them, I was helping all the people who came to the ceremonies. I never asked nobody for nothing. And like I say, I was there to learn. And there was a lot of really, really amazing, cool things go on. And some of these elders, like I say, they're channelings and all kinds of stuff. The stuff they could do is absolutely mind-blowing. And in the last 20 years or so, I haven't come across elders like that. I used to come across them lots. Nowadays, I pray to come across them. Can't find them. Lots of elders, they will never lift their pipes because people treat them too bad. People come to them to take. People will try to do all kinds of things and they don't want anything to do with it. So they don't do stuff. And it's sad. Because natives are supposed to wake up and give to the whole world. That is the prophecy. The prophecy of the white snake and the red snake. They come together, they marry. The East and the West, the two cultures, they come as one. And there's only one belief. Not 1,000. Not 1,000,000 different gods. One. I talk about books, native knowledge, all kinds of things. Tell people, read Black Elk Speaks. Read what he leaves with his vision he left for the world. He gave that to the world. The Hopi have been sharing their prophecies since 1940, and the world's still not listening to them. In 15 years, it'll be 100 years they've been trying to wake this world up and make them understand, sharing their knowledge. And still people can't understand it. It's like reading the Bible for 2,000 years, revelations and prophecy, and people don't understand it. Look at all the churches, all the craziness. And churches, they don't share. This church wants theirs, that church wants theirs, and they all fight. This temple over here wants this, that temple over there wants that. They all fight. It's really, really interesting. It's like, where's the giving and the love? Like I say, no matter what it is, if you're going into a ceremony, you're going there to give prayers, to give energy, to bless everybody. You're not going there so you can take and you can walk away with everything, but that's what people do. And like I say, there's really, really not all that much giving anymore. And everything my granddad ever told me has come true. And there are still things in my life I'm waiting to see that he told me. And my granddad told me things that's nearly 50 years ago. In 3 years, it'll be 50 years. My granddad went to the other side, and I'm still waiting for things he told me to come true. Because he saw into the future. He never lied to me about nothing. He wasn't trying to prove or show off or trying to make people believe or anything. Whatever he saw, he would just tell me. And I know the things he told me will come true. I know the things that Nostradamus prophesied will come true. I know all the people that prophesied revelations in the Bible will come true. I know what Palmmaker prophesies will come true. I know Chief Seattle, what he prophesies will come true. I know what Sister Lintrin prophesies will come true. I know the 3 children in 1940 in the Fatima, what they prophesize will come true. They gave that to the world. All of that knowledge was given to everybody, but nobody sees, hears, listens, nothing. Everybody's just taking. That's all it ever is. It's just, where's mine? What can I take? Like I said, I come across lots of people over the years. They have never given. They've never ever tried to give back. And they just want to take. It's really, really interesting. And this world is really sad it's stuck in this way. Like I say, people don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to know. People don't want to face themselves. People don't want to look in their own garbage cans. People don't want to respect anybody else. And it says in the Bible, there'll be maybe 10% of the world will be doing the right thing. How much is 10% of 8 billion? Not very much. And it's really, really amazing. In the future, there's not going to be very many people left on this planet. Because people don't want to believe anything, no matter what is shared or made, given to them. They just don't want to understand. And lots of people are going through things right now. Lots of people are really, really being challenged. I mean, the universe is trying to get people to open up and move and do all kinds of things. But people are sedentary. They're totally in love with all of their securities, of their jobs, of their money, of their home, of where they live. But when things go on, people are going to be moving fast. People are going to be moving to places wherever they believe is safe. And some people will end up going to places that are not safe. It's like when COVID went on, people are like, oh, I'm going to leave Canada. It's so bad. The government, everything is so terrible. Oh, I'm going to move to Mexico or I'm going to move to the Middle East or whatever. I'm like, when you get there, it's going to be a lot worse because you're a foreigner. And life is not going to be so easy because there's nowhere to hide on this planet. Some people want to go to the moon. They figure if they go to the moon, they're going to be safe hiding up there. But if you're on the moon, you're going to have even more struggles. How are you going to get your food? How are you going to get your water? How are you going to live? How are you going to do anything? Is there anybody going to go there and be there with you? It's like people don't think. And then there's all these different things. Hey, Putney. And when you know prophecy and you see things, you can't change it. Like I say, you can't think for nobody. I tell people, get Dolores Cannon's books where she talked to Nostradamus. And there are 3 books. You really want to know what's going to go on with the world? Read those books. Don't read them to be afraid. Read them to get the knowledge, to really, really know what's going to happen. Look at Edgar Casey. Look at what's that remote viewer, Gordon Scallion. Look at their maps of the world. Like really look at the maps of the world. Because if you look at Gordon Scallion, you look at the Sleeping Prophet, Edgar Casey, you look at Nostradamus, you look at a few others, and you put all these maps together, it's going to show you what the world's going to look like. And the universe doesn't try to lie, it tries to give you the truth, it tries to show you. Earth Mother wants people to be in the future. Earth Mother is trying to love everybody, she's trying to do things to wake everybody up. And we have to connect with the earth. We have to connect with everything on this planet. We got to respect it all. Water, plants, we got to share everything. Can't take any more from the animals and everything and expect that you're going to be in the future when you're not willing to share everything. And somewhere you got to ask God's energy to come in you and shine out to the world. It's like in this Masters in the Path today. It said this light came into a person, down into a fine point, then it exploded out all of the 7 chakras to the whole world. That's pretty powerful. Oh, that's cool. Potnia, your little 3-year-old fell asleep listening to me talking here. That's really cool. And like I say, I don't try to do anything. I try really, really hard to stay grounded. And I try to find subjects and topics to talk on. Even when I'm frustrated. Even when there's all kinds of things going on. I try to share. And like I say, you got to really, really find out what truth is. Like if you really know the truth, you know the earth is heating up, not because of man, it's because it's getting closer to the sun. And the earth does this every 100,000 years or 160,000 years or whatever. It's proven that the earth gets hot. You look at the Arctic where I'm from, the permafrost is melting. My community in the future will not be there because my community is on top of the permafrost. It's all ice. It's a delta where everything has built over thousands of years, and slowly it's melting, and my community will sink. I have friends that go all over in the Arctic and they share pictures of all kinds of things happening. Even the town of Tuktoyaktuk, the ocean is moving in faster. They're trying to figure out how maybe they can move the whole town to a higher place. You can't cool off the planet. You can't cool off and stop what's happening. If you look at maps from back in the past, you see how the Arctic Ocean was really frozen, solid ice at a certain point. Now there's hardly anything left. You look at the South Pole, all these things are going on too. You look at all the mountains, you see all the glaciers are just about gone. What are you going to do? Go up there with dry ice and try to cool it off enough to recreate that? You ain't going to. You can't stop what is going on. In the Bible, there's a saying inside there. If you read the Bible very carefully, it says God gives the power to the sun to scorch the earth. And it's going to shift into the fifth dimension. And it's never going to be 3D again. Hey, hippie chick. And like I say, people project really lots of stuff out in all kinds of ways. This world is getting more and more that way. And it's really, really hard because everybody is learning and hearing all kinds of things. And some people really don't know a lot of things. They've never spent the time to read or study or figure out anything. And they jump into something and they get happy with a group of people and they just copy them, having no idea in any way, shape, or form what they are doing. It's quite surprising. And for the ones who are really trying to help this earth, they have a really, really big job. Really big job. Because the whole thing has to collapse. All the old structures, the old beliefs, the old ways of doing things, all gotta crash. Once that happens, we're going to start the new. And while it's crashing, science and technology and that is going to advance this planet really fast. So when we do get into the future, it's going to be totally different. And it's going to be quick. And this earth will be a Garden of Eden again because the children are going to heal this whole planet. You're going to live in harmony. Even in this Masters and the Path, it talks about the children and how special they are. And if you have a child that you're bringing into the world or is already here, you have to really, really be careful how you teach them and everything. And you have to listen to them. And you can't bully them around and push them and try to make them do things. If you're trying to force them to do an old practice and they don't want to be a part of it, you just got to allow them. They came here to live their own journey. One day in the future, they're going to be the grandmothers and grandfathers. They're going to be the teachers. They're going to be the wisdom keepers. They're going to be all the things that are necessary. And this is where I would ask in the past, who are the teachers? Because I see so many children all over the place being destroyed and taught wrong. They're not being loved. They're not being nurtured. They're not being given respect. Even in schools, they give them labels. They say all kinds of stuff that's not true. Very cool, Sheila Lee. You can say children, they're going to be the teachers for a lot of things. And there's really, really lots of amazing, special children on this earth. Those 7 sacred flames, the prayers in them, are really, really important for a person to think about, read, and practice. To understand these energies that come from the universe. Nobody plans children. The child spirit chooses the mom and dad just like you chose your mom and dad. It's like some people, you just have an overnight fling and whoop, oh, there's the children. Well, I guess we gotta get married. But your spirit forced these two people to come together. Maybe they were both drunk in a bar. And then they woke up in a bedroom. And then a few weeks later, it's like, oop, there's a baby in the oven. You did that. You forced your mother to find your father. And your mom didn't have control. And all you women who birth children into the world, those spirits forced you to do that because they wanted to be on this planet. And they chose you because they thought you were the best person to bring them into the world. And now that they've made that choice, are you going to honor their soul and spirit? Are you going to allow them to become the biggest soul that they can ever become? And like I say, children's, when they're born in the world, they change the person. It's such an amazing thing. Women don't even know. But in the future, it'll be really understood. And there are energies and there's lots of things that trigger, that bring about all these things. But the spirit world, and in the natives, we say a spirit comes to the earth, searches the whole planet. And while they're searching, they look at 10 different cultures or whatever, woman in 10 different places. And they look at everything. Because everything is going to affect them once they're born to who they become. Like I chose my mother and I forced her so that I can come into the world. And I made that choice because everything that went on in that reality created who I am today. And I made my mom do a lot of things. And even when I was born, she did the best thing she could ever do was give me to my granddad. She didn't understand. And it was perfect. My mom didn't fail me. She was kind enough to carry me inside her for 9 months and allow me to come in and breathe and walk on this planet. My granddad was my teacher. He was my mother, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother. He was my teacher. And children, like I say, they're special. Because these are angelic souls in the universe. And if they've chosen you, then that's a great honor. But you need to also honor them. You have to give them the love. Whatever it is, you need to provide it for them. And they brought blessings, they brought all kinds of things to you so you can support and take care of them. Like they say, babies bring blessings. A young girl is pregnant, doesn't know what she's going to do. All of a sudden, she has a home, a bed, a this and that, job, all kinds of things. She doesn't understand. And the baby wanted to come into the world. And like I say, there's a lot of magic in it all. And sometimes when you're around a woman, months before she even comes pregnant, you can feel the energy. She doesn't know she's in it. Something is just making her hormones and her body and everything crazy. And she's got this urge and drive she doesn't understand. And once you birth a child, it has changed your brain. And each time you birth a child, it changes your mind each time. And when those child comes into the world, you carry their DNA inside your body until you leave this planet. You're connected right to every one of them. That's why when a little child gets hurt, you can feel it. You know, even before the child comes running in the door crying, you know, if they've hurt their knee or they've scraped or they've fallen down or whatever, you already know it. Because their energy is inside you. They're a part of you. And that's something that's really powerful. In ancient cultures, they knew all of this stuff. They taught it. All his wisdom was understood and known. And it's really, really interesting. Because as people are trying to go higher in energy and break out of this 3D and really fulfill what they came here to do, the world is attacking. All kinds of things are trying to shut you down, make you paranoid, scared. Like I say, if you're the black sheep of the family, you're breaking out of their belief systems and it's making them all crazy. Very cool, Denny. That's cool, Luna Star. Like I say, intuition it's just part of the whole thing. And every woman is a psychic spiritual person. They're a doorway for a soul to come into the world. And like I say, there's a lot of people who are black sheeps and they're breaking the molds. They're not fitting in with their family. And their family doesn't like it because the more they're growing, the more they're changing, the more their family is trying to shut them down and stop them. And like I say, you came here to be you, whether they like it or not. You're only going to become you because that's what your soul came here for. Not to agree with your mom and dad, not to agree with your brothers and sisters, not to agree with your culture, not to agree with anything. And no matter what goes on in life, your soul is going to make you exactly what you came here to be. Hey, White Buffalo. And your oversoul, your higher self up here, doesn't give a shit. If you're not going to be on your path, it's going to do something to put you there. And with me, I didn't want to stay on my path. So I ended up having a really bad car accident to keep me on my path, to put me here where I am today. And your oversoul will kick your ass in every way. It's not going to feel sorry for you. And when you cross to the other side, if you did not do what was right when you came here, it's going to make you reincarnate. It's going to make you pay for everything. And it is not going to feel sorry for you in any way. It is very ancient. It is very wise. And people, like I say, it is like even me. Sometimes I'm driving down the road and I'm like, oh, here's my corner coming. I got to turn off here. And all of a sudden I find myself 5 blocks down the road and I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm like, oh shit, I missed my spot. I have to go all the way around and come back to get back where I was going. The universe made you blip out and do that because they're trying to prevent something. It's not you're stupid or you're dumb or you're forgetful. The universe is always doing things. And like I say, at one time in the past, all people understood the Earth Mother. And like I say, there's nothing wrong with it. It's truly understanding how amazing the universe is. It's ahead of you all the time. It knows everything. But people fight with it all the time. How many times have you sat and sent your higher self love? How many times have you just sat there sending love to all your angels for everything they've taken care of since you were born? That's cool, Denny Jackson. And it's like so many things we're selfish. We aren't thankful for. And this is where it's like giving. God is gonna always give. Next lifetime, He'll give you everything in that one and the next one after that. Never ask you for nothing. But do people ever sing a song for God? Do people ever really, truly praise God from inside themselves for all the hundreds of thousands of lifetimes of learning and growing? No, it's too much work. It's too hard. It's too confusing. Can you really tell people you do that? Hey, Carson. You say it's really, really interesting when you start looking at the bigger reality of everything. And we're just a tiny, tiny little atom in everything. There's so much more sometimes we can't even comprehend. Oh, I got to do the puzzle here, or they'll kick me off TikTok. Oh, they're happy I did it right. It's so interesting how we're so controlled. Everything. And like I say, inside it's like trying to figure out why you created and manifested what you have. Who are you really? In the grand scheme of everything. 99% of this planet don't know who they are. There's maybe 1% that have some idea who they are. That's very cool. Stargirl beadwork. Yeah, Rachel, you can't tell scammers anything. If you want to, only you can report them or they will cut you off. Because those scammers, they'll turn on you. They'll make it like you're doing something wrong. The only thing you can do is report them. And like I say, tonight I'm going to do my prayer. And I do it for the world. I do it for creation. I do it for everything. And I always recognize the Creator first. Because without the Creator, there's no stars, there's no planets, no world, no galaxy, no trees, no people, no nothing. And if you think your God is more special, then keep praying to Him. Or honor the Creator, the one created all things. Why are you chasing all these old gods? Why do you want to worship Odin or the Viking gods? Why do you want to worship a lot of these other gods? They all came from one source of light. Why do you want to believe this earth is the only place? When preachers say there's millions and millions of other worlds and galaxies out there, and they're more higher evolved, intelligent beings than we understand. But yet would they try to tell us this world is the only thing in creation with life on it? Something is wrong with that. And why would you accept Archangel Michael, but you can't accept all these other masters, Saint Germain and all other kinds of things? All these different teachers. And like I say, they figured it out. And then they tried to teach. And when they learned and they taught, they distorted it and told us we had to pray to them. But if you really read Muhammad's words, he says he doesn't want you to pray or worship him. Joshua ben Joseph, same thing. He didn't want them to build churches and things. He just wanted people to recognize and understand that resurrection is the ultimate goal of each person, to become a universal master. Ramtha teaches ascension. All of them were teachers. And there's so many different kinds of beliefs and things everywhere on the planet. What do you want to believe? What do you want to follow? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel safe? And do you really see all the negative around that is trying everything to ruin life? It took me until I was just about 50 years old to realize how much my own family and relatives and that were doing things that made my life difficult. And their beliefs were never the same as mine. And I had to close that door and move on and find my own life, what belonged in it. But some people never want to understand that. And I had elders telling me, be really careful of your family, be careful of this and that. And I wouldn't listen. And it took me a long time before I really looked at it and went, wow, time to change this. And like I say, all you do is just ask the Earth Mother to help you ground, or the Creator. It's real simple. It's simple as little thing. Once you learn how to do it, it just happens. Yeah, Sheila Lee. Like I say, a lot of us we get into our 50s before we finally realize. And my soul came here to be me, not my family, not my culture, not my brothers and sisters. I don't bleed for them. I don't save them. I don't worry about them. They know that I practice and do all kinds of things. They know they can talk to me, and I will teach and help them. But I ain't going out of my way to help them. I am not here to save nobody. I'm here to save myself. And I can teach you the things I've learned along the way. I can share knowledge with you. And what you choose to do with that knowledge is yours. And like I say, there's really simple things when you learn them. Today, I was reading about Om. It was very, very interesting, the simple word Om. And the word Amen was stolen from the Egyptians and put into Christianity. Because Amen are two sacred words put together. And it told about how these preachers are initiated in the churches to bring in energies. And they do these incantations, and there's like preachers and bishops and deacons and that, and they go up a ladder. And if you go up to this bishop here, he can only say so many prayers and things, somebody above him has more knowledge than him. But they don't tell you what they're saying. They're speaking in Latin. Do you really know what they're saying? But when you go into the church, you agree with everything. You go into a Buddhist temple, and the Lama is sitting there and he's teaching you whatever he's teaching you. You're agreeing with everything. Whatever temple, whatever culture, whatever race you go into, they have knowledge they don't share with you. And if you're going to go to them to learn, you got to agree with whatever they're doing. And you got to accept and hope and believe that what they're doing is a good thing for you. That's why I went to study for myself. That's why I went into these places to try to figure it out and understand why they did this. Why all the different races on the planet have all kinds of different knowledge, beliefs, ceremonies, and they got all kinds of secrets. Why don't they just reveal it to the whole world? Like I say, Joshua ben Joseph was a pagan. He was not Christian. Because when he was alive, there was no such thing as Christianity. Christianity came 300 years when Constantine, this guy who was ruling the Roman Empire, realized he needed to create Christianity. He needed to create a Bible. You need to take all this knowledge and put it together and call it Christianity, because he saw them taking over from the old gods, the old beliefs. So he had to figure out how he can be in control. So he created this. And Joshua ben Joseph was not a Christian. He didn't wear a cross. That was developed 300 years after his passing. And they know it's confusing because you're looking back 2,300 years. Why don't they just love everybody and share all that knowledge so we can all live in some sort of wondrous, harmony, beautiful, loving existence? And like I say, it's the Creator and the universe that's doing this. It's not the world. It's pushing us in a direction for a reason. And if you really understand, you won't say what a lot of people say. And that's why even the microchip people fear it beyond anything. But they don't know what it is or why it is. Why was it put in the Bible that there would be microchips put in people's foreheads, forearms, or in their wrist or their palm? And it says the whole planet. And the universe has made all this happen. The universe puts every president in every government in the world. The universe puts everything there. And the universe wants to know who's going to use this holographic machine right and figure it out. It's your puzzle, your game. After hundreds of thousands of lifetimes, can you figure this out? And like I say, they've been practicing with this technology and knowledge for a long time. Go to Sweden. There are lots of people who've had microchips in them for 30 years. And they love them. They pay all their bills, everything. They never have to have a driver's license. They never have to have a bank account. They never have to worry about money or anything. And they do everything through this microchip. Their healthcare card, everything about them is on it. They never have to worry about forgetting their keys or forgetting their wallet or anything. They have everything just in this little microchip. Even when they go to work, when they get to the door opens for them because a microchip lets them know they're an employee there. They don't need security guards. They don't need anything. And these people love it. They want everybody to be like that. And like I say, people want to believe things. The universe put Donald Trump in the government for a reason. The universe has put everybody in whatever government for a reason. But people think and believe all kinds of things, and I'm like, people don't understand. And like I say, it's really, really challenging trying to help people grow, learn, and evolve when they can't see, they can't understand. And like I say, when you're gaining knowledge, who's your teacher? Are they really helping to see and understand what is the truth? Like I say, prophecy gives you all the answers. Because these seers, they had no reason to lie. They were only sharing what they were shown by the universe. And they gave it to the world because they felt it was important. It's like some of these elders I would sit with, they would go into channeling and they would tell me all kinds of amazing things. And they didn't care if it was true or not. And they shared many, many things with me throughout the years. And some of them gave me knowledge. They said it's important for the future. I remember getting really mad at them. And I'm like, why you did that to me? And they were like, because the universe said it had to happen. I'm like, but you guys didn't ask me. I said, well, they said it had to happen. So then they passed on that knowledge to me. I didn't ask for it. I didn't look for it. I didn't search for it. And there's lots of things that are coming into this world people are going to fear and not understand. In the Bible, it says in the end times, the earth might start rotating the other way. And they said before it does that, the earth is going to stand still for 4 days. On one side, it's going to stay day. Other side, it's going to stay darkness. And it's going to be like that for 4 days. And it's just going to sit. And then it's going to start turning the other way instead of it going this way, where the sun comes up in the east and goes down in the west. It's going to go the other way. And you're going to see the sun come up in the west and go down in the east. I think that's pretty cool. Are you guys going to stop the earth from doing that? Are you guys going to spin it back east to west? Are you going to be scared when it happens? There is a lot of things that are going to go on. And a lot of people are going to be very afraid when things happen. People like saying a lot of stuff, but when everything really, really happens, you're going to see what is truth and not truth. And the universe has no reason to lie to anyone. The Creator has never been a liar. The Creator has never, ever deceived. And the Creator has no reason to trick the devil, Satan, the Antichrist, or anybody for any reason. And people only want to search for the darkness. They don't want to just give in love. They don't want to just trust. They don't want to just believe. It's really, really important to understand, like I say, it doesn't matter what your culture is, where you're from, or what you are. Say people, they get into all these things. And that's what I said earlier. This tribe fights that tribe. This reserve fights that reserve. This sweat lodge wars with that sweat lodge. This Sundance group wars with that Sundance group. We're all just human beings. And like I say, I sit here trying to share knowledge. And I try to channel and share what I need to. And that's all that really matters. Yeah, I think hillbilly is a culture. I think hillbillies are really cool. They have really lots of ancient practices and things. And they grew up in an area and they discovered and learned a lot of things. And like I say, some of these things I think are going to get understood a bit more in the future. And like I say, if you want to understand prophecy, the Hopi share all their prophecy. In 15 years, it'll be 100 years the Hopi have been sharing all their knowledge with the world. It's like Arvo Lookenhorst travels all over with the white buffalo calf pipe, and he shares all the prophecies and the knowledge. Travels all over the world, sharing. And he knows he has to. He knows the world has to come together, just like Black Elk says in his book, we all got to come under one tree. And the natives, when I was a little boy, my granddad said the natives have to help the whole planet. The knowledge belongs to the world. Just like the Tibetans shared all their knowledge. Just like the yogis shared all their knowledge. Just like the Greeks shared all their knowledge. Just like the Aborigines share all their knowledge. Knowledge belongs to everybody. And it's the Creator that gave it. The Creator that gives the gifts. And this is the only way mankind survives, is to give and love one another. It's not race, it's not color. It's just the truth. And it says in the Bible, in the end times, it's going to be very dark and nasty. Anybody trying to do anything on this earth is going to have a really, really challenging time. And if you're the black sheep in the family, everything you're doing is creating fear with the rest of your family members, with your ancestors in the grave. Every time you heal and do something, you know, great-grandpa's bones in the ground just start rattling. I'll grab my rattle, I'll show you what it sounds like. Great-grandpa on the ground, and his soul comes and attacks you. Stop. And you did it again. Stop. Every time you heal and change something, it affects your culture. It affects all your relatives. It affects your ancestors. And you should hear the bones that rattle in the ground when these black sheep heal and change things all over the earth here. And I've been rattling a lot of bones since I was a little child. A lot of spirits. They don't like me healing and changing, learning and growing and teaching. And like I say, you got to figure out what you're doing and how you use your mind and how you affect people. Because you're responsible for it all. Very cool, hippie chick, you're a rattle master. Really, lots of people are. And all you can do is become what your soul chose to become when you were birthed into this world. And if you're going to be in the fourth and fifth dimension and in the future, then you're going to rattle every bone. Even the dinosaurs' bones are going to rattle. And it's like, be a truth seeker, be a teacher, be whatever it is. And think really deep on what you're doing. Because people, they don't want to hear the truth. And if you're going to do something and stand out, they're going to all attack you. Your friends, your family, your relatives, even your childhood friends will turn on you. Jesus says if you want to be a healer, you can't do it in the town you were born. You can't do it in the culture that you were born into. What did he do? He went to all kinds of other countries. He didn't hang around the synagogues in Israel. He didn't hang out in Jerusalem with King Herod and all those crackpots. When he was 13, 12, 13, what he did, he went up to the Pharisees because he grew up in Egypt. And he went into all these temples all over Egypt. And he saw all kinds of things from all kinds of races. And when he went back to Israel and he saw what these Pharisees were doing in front of the temple, what he did, he went and flipped their tables over and he got mad at them. And he had to run away to other countries because they would have destroyed him. He disappeared for 18 years. He went from 12 years old, next thing he's 30 years old in the Bible. And they said he went to the Gentiles, he went to this, he went to that race. And they all accepted him in his teachings. And he healed people and he taught people. And when he went back to his country, what happened? He got destroyed. Real simple thing to figure out. And some people have to move on far away from their own families, where they were born, whatever their culture and belief is. So I'm going to start the prayer and then I'm going to shut off. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me. And think about what you're giving. Are you really, really giving? See, this world is into just taking. We're all going through challenges. And like I say, for me and Cindy, we do a lot of things. So lots of things affect us really, really hard. 1 minute things are getting good. Next minute it's like somebody flushed the toilet and everything goes down the toilet and it's challenging. But we'll get through today. We'll wake up tomorrow and we'll start tomorrow and see if the universe will take care of everything. And like I say, it's not an easy battle. And when the universe put Cindy in my life, I'm like, why are you putting her with me? Because it's not going to be easy. She doesn't know, she can't see, she doesn't understand. And it's going to be very hard on her. And I'm like, okay, universe, you put her through enough hardship. She's stayed, she's followed through, she's learned, she's grown. She's made her choices, she's walking on this path. So start helping her. And this is for everybody. And like I say, the universe makes your life very hard because they're trying to make you very strong. Because what you have to do in the future is not going to be easy. Everybody has to have elephant skin. Everybody's got to be able to fart steel bullets where everybody runs away. When you fart, man, everybody heads for the hills. Because you're farting steel bullets and they better get out of the way. Yeah, like I say, you got to get out of your emotions. You got to get out of your childishness. You got to get out of your butt hurts. And like I say, people come into my life and it's not always easy. And you're not going to save nobody. Please give them the right tools. Give them the right teachings. Give them love. Even when they're in fear or anything. Support them. Believe that they will see through everything and figure it out. Because it's like a little baby. But once they get it, they're going to be good teachers. And after 3 years of me sitting here sharing knowledge and talking and talking and talking and talking, I pray it really, really has done something big and good for you all. And these books that I'm reading, there's so much truth in it all. And if you can really understand it and figure it out and practice it, all kinds of amazing things will go on. And when you are asked to go places, go there whether you like it or not. Don't create fear. Don't think stupid things. When I go to psychic fairs and I know it's going to be really negative and bad, I only focus on the good things that are coming. And I try to stay grounded through it all. And when a person shows up, and I get really excited for that one person that just made the whole day. I don't think about this person over here is going to do this bad thing and that one, and this is going to go wrong. Oh, all these things are going to happen. I think, oh, Cindy's going to be happy. She's going to be protected. All kinds of good things are going to happen. Cindy's going to have good experiences. That's all I think about. I think about each person that comes to me is going to get something really beautiful. I don't think negative. Because if I do, I'm going to create absolute destruction for everybody and myself. So I got to always try to think positive. And I always got to shift myself in, out, up, down, this way. Because everybody has their whatever is pushing. And you got to fit in all kinds of energy wherever you go. Is important to understand. And it's really important to recognize that. No matter what the culture is. Wherever I go, I got to respect and honor everybody. If I'm invited into a church or anywhere, I got to respect everybody in there, even if they don't like me, even if they say bad things to me. I have to respect them. I can't be in my butt hurts. And I got to be thankful. Then I got to move on. And like I say, the universe makes things very challenging because they need a strong person to do things in the future. So I'm going to say the prayer now, and I will be saying good night. So I already smudged myself, so I can just close my eyes. You guys can close your eyes. Join in if you want. Hey, Marinda, Peronia, Botany, all you. You call in the Creator, the Central Sun, the Universal Light, God, whatever it is you believe, because it's your belief. I have mine. I know when I'm praying what I believe. And we ask that light, that energy come through our sun, blessing our sun, blessing all the guardians, all the universal beings that work with this universe here, that are part of the sun. And then we ask that energy radiate out to all the other stars and planets in this universe, to bless all of them and whatever life forms, whatever needs the Creator's help, they receive that blessing, that healing, that peace. Whatever it is, they're going through challenges too, not just us here on the earth. Everything in this universe is changing really fast. Even the scientists are saying there's things happening to all kinds of planets and worlds and that, and they're watching it through the telescopes and everything. And then ask that energy come to the Earth Mother and bless her for all the millions of lives you've had on this planet. Be thankful that she gets her energy, she needs it. So ask the Creator to bless her. And then ask that her children be blessed. The four-legged, the two-legged, the winged ones, the furry ones, the feathered ones, the creepy crawlers, the water spirits, the sky spirits, the rain, the wind, the air. Everything that's the Earth Mother's receives her blessings. And ask the energy go inside the earth to bless everything inside the earth. The cities and the people and the things that are inside the earth. There's many, many ancient cultures. Some of them have lived inside the earth for a very, very, very long time, waiting for people on the earth, on the surface, to heal so they could come out and they could share knowledge and wisdom with us. They need their blessings. Then ask the energy to come to your home, your car, your business, wherever you are on this planet, and to come down through your etheric, down through your auric, into your brain, and the energy moves through you into the earth. And ask that light to light up in your crown chakra and your brain, to heal your mind, to bring peace, joy, love, healing, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, all the different kinds of virtues, all the different God energies and things to come in through your crown from your God self, your higher self, to heal your body of anything that's going on, to look around inside you. Then ask that energy to come down in your third eye to cleanse it, purify it, release it, removing ancestral stuff, family stuff, any projected energies, any kind of negative things from other lifetimes. Whatever is there, ask it get removed. Don't have to hold on to it. Let the Earth Mother and Creator clean it up and take care of it for you. Ask the Earth Mother to show you the truth about the future. Where do you need to be? What do you need to do? Ask her to support and bless you with all the things you need in this lifetime. And allow her to show you, and she will work with you, guide you, help you, and support you. The Creator will bless you. Whatever is shown, you will manifest, create as you move into the future. And you have to help people and everything around you. Drop into your throat chakra. The first chakra is the throat. And ask to heal that. And ask to get cleansed. All the things that are affecting it get removed. People who don't want you to be a healer. People who don't want you to be a seer. People who don't want you to be a psychic or spiritual person or a teacher or a guide. Ask they all move on in their lives from every lifetime you've ever been with them. That they can't interfere anymore. Whatever you came here to do, God is blessing and protecting you to do. And then ask God to see through you, to speak through you, to hear through you. Drop down into your higher heart and ask that it be blessed to have all the answers. 5-10 minutes even before your brain knows it. And all it knows is God's truth. There's no lies. And once you receive that, you receive it in your mind, not distorted. That it's all truth. Then drop into your heart chakra, asking that be a sacred temple filled with prayers, love, joy, happiness, angels, spirits, guides, teachers, healing energies, whatever needs to be in your heart. The universe knows, and they know you will give it out to everybody because it doesn't belong to you. Then you will let this energy flow out of all of your chakras, every color, every energy, into other dimensions, out into the universe, into the Earth Mother, to people and things all over the place. And you will just give that. And God will keep giving you more. Prayers, knowledge, all kinds of things. There are teachers, guides, healers, avatars, gurus, whatever it is, ascended masters. They will work with you through your heart, and your heart would be the most beautiful thing, which will make your body, chakras, energy, aura, everything, a sacred temple. Drop down into your solar plex and ask to heal the solar plex of all lifetimes, of all contracts. Ask the universe to look and see all the cords and things that need to get released because you agreed upon it. Before you were born, you would finish up things. And you would take back everything that is yours from every lifetime, from all the people you've given things to. You will ask to come back in you. And you will release everything you took from everybody, whatever doesn't belong to you. And if you made mistakes, you will ask the Creator of the universe to fix it. And you will let this go on and heal your solar plex. Drop down into your sacral and ask to heal the sacral and to release the old 3D energy, to burn it up, to start bringing in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th chakra energies, future energies, higher energies, that match the earth and match the future. All the new angels, guides, spirits, teachers, healers, helpers, energy, knowledge, wisdom, whatever is there that's yours in the future, you'll already start learning how to work with it. So when you step into the fifth dimension, you already know how to live there. You already know how to use your mind. You already know how to create. You already know how to be in love. You already know how to connect with everything since the beginning of time. And you'll live in harmony. And you will move further into the future with all of it. So ask for that to come in. Drop into your base chakra. Ask to heal all the fears, the worries, the stress, whatever is stuck in there from all the lifetimes you've come and gone. Be really honest about what you want healing. Be really, really truthful, because you got to take the energy from your base chakra and you got to move it up through each chakra until eventually it gets to your crown chakra and you use it in the right way. But you can't take it from the base and put it up here, because it's always going to go back to the base chakra. When it is truly healed, it will move, and then it will move, then it will move, then it will move, there and there until it's finally where it belongs. And you'll have let go of all the things by healing, by working, by doing what is right. Drop into the Earth Mother and ask her to take everything from your home and life, your ancestors, your family, whatever it is that's not of light, to cleanse, in whatever way she or the Creator needs to do. Then call her up into your home, your business, wherever you are, and ask her to bless you, help you, give her permission to connect with you in all these things. And then call in her children, the four-leg, two-leg, wing ones, free ones, feather ones, standing people, rock people, sky people, water people, the sun, moon, and stars, the star brothers, sisters, the gurus, avatars, teachers, ascended masters, angels, whatever it is that's meant to come into your life, your friends and family, whatever it is you're meant to work with as you move forwards into the future. And then call in the spirits from the east, the south, the west, and the north. There are guardians there that guard everything, and they want to help you to get in the future. So ask for the highest truth that is the future for that help. Then call in the atoms, the electrons, the protons, the hydrogen, the mana, the prana. Call in Ajni, the fire god. Call in all the ancient knowledge, wisdom. And with all of that, ask the Creator to bless everything. Make it a part of you. You don't have to think of this prayer over and over and over. It becomes you. You start living and breathing it. It becomes natural and normal. You start understanding the consciousness that is creation since the beginning of time. And normal. You start understanding the consciousness that is creation since the beginning of time. The more you understand all these interconnections, all these different things from every culture, that it will be bigger and stronger all the time. You will feel it more and more and more. So ask the Creator to bless you and teach this to people. Help them to understand and realize the truth in all of this. Thanks again for tonight, for being here. And you all have a good night. If you're going to sleep, have a beautiful 8-hour ceremony. If you're just getting up, if you're in New Zealand, Australia, and other places in the world, create a beautiful day. Create wonderful memories, because that's all you have. If you're already in your day, create joy and happiness. Help somebody somewhere along the way. Or just say a good prayer. Just allow everything to beam out from you. Don't worry about who receives or doesn't receive. It's not about that. It's just trusting. Whatever the belief is, it's a good thing. And somewhere somebody will receive something good, and the universe will be very happy. So thank you all again for coming here, sitting with me tonight again. and listening to me go on and on and on. Like I say, I got a really big mouth. Oh yeah, Mila, we're gonna be in Chilliwack, February 28th to the 2nd. There's a woman's fair in Chilliwack, and we're gonna be there for 3 days, and then we might stay for a few more days doing stuff there. So if you have the opportunity, Mila, it'd be nice if you, your sister, and your mom can come by and let other people know we're in Chilliwack area. We're going to be in the Kelowna area Saturday. We'll be up in Oliver area Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday we'll be in Kelowna. And we'll see where everything. So wonderful you joined. Mila, I didn't know you were there. What? Right on. Be magic. It was really cool to meet your mom. No worries, Miranda. Never be sorry for anything. Everything is always perfect the way it is. Please join on school. And if you want, you can become a part of it. You can pay $5. Let Cindy know. And you can be part of our school. We're putting a lot of videos, lots of different things there for all of you. I'm really glad to hear that, Mila. Your mom had a really wonderful clearing. It was so amazing to sit with her. It'd be really cool to meet her in person. So if you and your sister and your mom want to do something, we'll be close in your area. Let other people know that they can come and see me and Cindy at this woman's fair that's going on. I think it's called the Red Barn in Chilliwack. So yeah, look up our school, SKOOL, and you can download it. You can find it. It's an app. You can download it. Yeah, we got a lot of videos and things there. So again, gracias, masicho, daigu, merci beaucoup. All the wonderful good things, all the blessings, joy, happiness, love, light, whatever it is you guys receive. And like I say, sometimes you guys got to be patient with me like I got to be patient with all of you. And like I say, sometimes you got to wear many different hats. Now it'll be really cool, Mila, to see you. Um, like I say, if you're a teacher, you got to put on lots and lots of hats. And like I say, it's the creator. When you're a hollow bone, things just come through. So take care. Again, enjoy your evening, your morning, your night, your sleep, whatever. And I'll come on tomorrow and I'll be doing at 10 o'clock. I'm going to be starting the part 3, the Great Initiations, chapter 8, the first initiation, the one initiator. So I'll be reading starting this tomorrow again at 10 o'clock. Me and Cindy will be heading out on the highway Tuesday morning, so you won't be seeing me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know, maybe I'll be back on Monday. It's hard to say at the moment. Hopefully I will come on Sunday night if I'm not tired after doing 4 or 5 days of clearings and energy work with people. So we'll see if I do come. If I'm not on Sunday, don't get freaked out. 4 or 5 days of clearings and energy work with people. So we'll see if I do come. If I'm not on Sunday, don't get freaked out. 4 or 5 days of clearings and energy work with people. So we'll see if I do come. If I'm not on Sunday, don't get freaked out. I will be on Monday or Tuesday. And try to finish this book. They're really good. Thanks. Have there's lots of you guys. You need a break. Maybe to sit and look. Maybe you need going in. Don't worry about it. And your prayers, our travels, prayers for beyond. So I'll help beyond. Yeah, because you guys are not behind us. So it's not beyond. So have a beautiful night. Bye. Thank you again.